Hey, what's going on everyone? Today my Forester is getting a custom off-road driveline built by AllDriveSubaroo. Stay tuned for more. Yes, that's right, we're building a custom driveline for my Subaru Forester, which is going to make it an absolute weapon off-road. To do this, I'm heading north to Sydney to AllDriveSubaroo, who are custom building and installing this transmission for me. But first, let's backtrack to where it all began. Now, looking back roughly to July 2019, I actually purchased a built box from one of my subscribers. Now, this box was a SG Forester Dual Range manual gearbox, and it already had a SF low range and a AllDriveSubaroo 20 kilo Centre Diff. So I thought, why not? We'll go a little bit further. So then I purchased the torque locker for the rear, and I thought, well, maybe I'll just get an LSD for the front. So then I started looking around, where am I going to get an LSD from? So the first place I thought, well, AllDriveSubaroo. So I started talking to them and things just went crazy from there.
G'day guys, I'm Isaac from AllDriveSubaroo. Thought we'd have a quick chat today about Mida's insane Subaru Forester. So Mida initially got in touch with us a little while ago about upgrading his existing dual range transmission. We have actually seen Mida's YouTube videos and we're really impressed, and based on the application we saw, we sort of worked together to develop a really good driveline upgrade. So we've currently upgraded everything to a 4.4 final drive. We're running the R160 rear locker. We've also got a 20 kilogram Centre Diff with a Cusco 1.5 way RS LSD unit in the front. Now the entire gear set's all brand new. It's got revised selectors, sleeves, hubs and sliders. And we're also running a 1.447 high-low ratio.
Okay, so I'm going to pause here for a moment. So some of you are probably thinking, what do these upgrades actually do for the car? Well, let me explain. I'll start with the low range and final drive swap. So the original final drive ratio of my Forester is a 4.11 and it has now been swapped to a 4.44 final drive. This essentially provides more torque to the wheels and lowers the top speed. As for the low range gear set, my car originally came with a 1.19 to 1 ratio low range gear set, which is essentially a 20% speed reduction. This was swapped to a 1.47 to 1 ratio low range gear set, which now gives me about a 47% reduction in the low range gearing, which has been paired nicely with the extra torque and low speed of the 4.44 final drive. As the new final drive ratio has a lower top speed, the fifth gear was swapped out for a longer one for better highway driving. Now let's move to the back of the vehicle. In the rear diff, I installed the Torq Master Industries R160 locker. Originally, my car came with a viscous LSD in the rear. Now the Torq locker is an automatic diff locker, and if you want to find out more about that, I'll leave a link to my locker video above. Moving to the center, we upgraded the stock 4 kilo Centre Diff to the AllDriveSubaroo 20 kilogram unit. This essentially keeps the front and rear power at a 50-50 split and is less likely to fail than the OEM 4 kilogram center differential. And finally, moving to the front, we upgraded the open differential to a Cusco Type-RS 1.5 way limited slip differential. The Cusco is a clutch type LSD and limits the amount of power going to the wheel with the least traction. That way, if you have a wheel in the air with very little traction, the wheel on the ground with traction will still get some power. So to sum it all up, I now have a locker in the rear, a center diff that keeps the 50-50 split, and an LSD in the front, coupled with a new low-range gear set, which makes for a serious off-road driveline. And one last mention, to keep the power going through the driveline, we upgraded the standard clutch to an extreme performance heavy-duty clutch and matching flywheel, suited to a turbo Forester. This combination is rated to high power and is much less likely to slip in a crawling situation. So I asked Isaac, other than building badass off-road gearboxes, what does AllDriveSubaroo have to offer for the off-road Subaru market?
At AllDriveSubaroo, research and development is a massive thing for us, so we're always trying to introduce new things into the market. So the 12s and 20s were initially designed by STI back in the 90s, but we've developed our own 12 and 20 kilogram center diffs. They are a fantastic first upgrade for your cars, especially if you're into off-roading. There's heaps of massive benefits to them, but again, all the information is on our website. Feel free to go on there and have a quick look at it. We are looking at also finalising the design of our 1.6 crawler gear. So from the 1.19 to the 1447 is a massive upgrade. You can only imagine how good the 1.6 is. We are in the final stages of the 1.6 development. As soon as one is ready for final testing, Mida will get it in his car just so we can test it out, try to break it, good luck with that, mate, and pretty much go from there. We're really looking forward to seeing this thing in action on the track. Can't wait for the next videos to come out from Mida. If you are interested in getting anything even remotely close to this, give us a call. We'll be more than happy to work with you and try to work something out. Thanks.
So I really can't say enough good things about AllDriveSubaroo. Their workmanship and professionalism is of the utmost quality, and I highly recommend you give them a call, anything gearbox related. AllDriveSubaroo are currently creating their own video of my gearbox assembly, so you can check that out here. And you can support my content by visiting my FanBeach account. Stay tuned next time as we put the AllDriveSubaroo gearbox to the ultimate test.
Click here to subscribe.
Yes!